Good morning. This is Janelle with Let's Get Real, Feel, and Deal. Hey, I'm getting real with you. I'm going to talk to you about discouragement. I don't know, somehow I'm hoping that if I talk about being discouraged, that's going to be encouraging to someone, because I think what we all need is to just get real about what we struggle with. Even myself, who I thrive on encouraging other people, I get discouraged. It's like that thing that you're passionate about. And a passion of mine is to help other people. And when I can't do that, it discourages me. I set out with a change of mindset, and especially 4 years ago, having this outward focus rather than things looking like what I was doing was for others, was really feeding myself. When I do something that is just to bring attention to myself, that's not the motive. Oh, and when we talk about motive, oh goodness, motive. Motivation. What motive is behind what we're doing? The actions we take, what is the motive behind it? Is it a selfish motive, or is it a selfless motive? Man, a selfless motive would be I don't need to be seen. I don't need to be acknowledged. Someone else could take credit for something that maybe I originated. I was reading recently about, do you want to be a hero, or do you want to be a hero maker? And there's a big difference. And these are things I'm learning. I feel at this time in my life, I'm kind of in a supportive role rather than a leading role, especially with my children. And you know, the best leaders are actually those that can follow, that will fall back and see, hey, there's somebody, there's potential in someone else. Kind of like that whole V in with the birds when they're flying. From what I understand is when that one is right there in the front, tired, maybe discouraged, willing to fall back and just become a part of working together, rather than having to be at the front, being the first one that is being seen. I'm kind of just talking randomly. I told you before, I'm not scripted. I'm just not. Sorry. And again, you know, this might just be my digital diary. I don't know. I have a journal that I write other things in, but I really believe that people want transparency, and we just don't see a lot of it. I could tell you, I could show you pictures that make it look like I don't have struggles. I can show you pictures of my face all made up, hiding imperfections. I could show you, but that wouldn't be transparent, would it? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with makeup. I love to wear makeup. It's, since I was, 13 years old. I do like that enhancement. But motive is so important. And so why am I discouraged? Well, I like a challenge. And I completed a challenge. I didn't complete it exactly as I set out to complete it, but I did complete it. And I was just telling my husband this morning, who I'll tell you, there's been a challenge in my 25 years of marriage to this wonderful man. There's been a challenge. There's been many challenges. But we're learning how to be transparent and see the flaws and not put or present forth something that's just not true. To let other people, and this is really kind of the first, I guess, video that I'm sharing about that, because that's a very personal thing. People, oh my gosh, oh, what's wrong with their marriage? We're transparent. We fail each other a lot. And guess what? No one taught us how to be okay with that. Neither one of us. We both come from divorced family situations. So neither one of us was trained, was prepared, wasn't modeled for us. But transparency is really the best way. I can't program him. He can't program me. We have to see the truth of how each is created and receive it and accept it in certain ways, in certain things. And so there are areas of my life where, even though I just had this awesome challenge that I faced and overcame, I can look at other areas of my life and say, but there's such a strong struggle in this area. And this one over here, this is hard too. There's certain challenges that are just harder than others. Oh, and trust me, I've heard it all. I've heard it all. But what I haven't heard is transparency. And what does that really look like? Well, that's there's nothing. There's nothing that isn't seen. It's transparent, so it's see-through. See through the facade. See through the appearance. See through it. And for me to share with you about discouragement is being transparent with you. I'm not saying I live in discouragement, but I'm just admitting that I get discouraged. And you know what? It's okay. I mentioned on here before, feelings are feelings. So if we have only good feelings all the time, that's a problem. And if we have only bad feelings all the time, that's a problem. Not to have them, but to dwell on them and then act on them. If I'm only ever feeling happy and I'm only ever up and energetic and I'm just go, 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 and I've never experienced having no energy, my body not lining up with my brain. If I've never experienced failure, if I've never experienced pain, and I've only ever had these good, because we label them good feelings and bad feelings. Feelings are feelings, man. Feelings are feelings, and they're important. They are important. We should not live by our feelings. We should not let our feelings guide us and lead us, but it's okay to have them. It's okay to talk about them. And be honest with ourselves that I'm feeling this way. And not shame ourselves and guilt ourselves. Say, oh, I'm going to hell because I feel discouraged. Come on. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine how discouraged sometimes the different people in the Bible were? Man. I mean, so many things I can think of. I don't... What? Moses, David, Daniel, Joseph. Yeah, how about that? How about being thrown in a pit by your own relatives, by your own blood, thrown in a pit? As if you're gone, you're forgotten. Man, you think he felt discouraged? Yeah, I think he felt discouraged. And how long was he in there? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not a Bible scholar. I know what brings me encouragement, though. It's when I come back around to remembering that it takes courage sometimes to feel encouraged, right? It takes courage to get up, to move. Man, I didn't want to even come outside today, which is crazy. I told my husband, I'm like, and I'm not out like walking or anything. I walked like 6 miles yesterday between we did a parade to support our daughter with the Sireton marching band, which was beautiful. It was so much fun. Had a whole Grinch theme, and it was just a lot of fun. A lot of walking, a A lot of walking, and then walking around town in Quakertown last night, and I did a lot of walking yesterday, so I'm tired. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to be discouraged. I don't stay there long. I don't stay there long. But I have to give myself grace that it's okay to feel that way. And so I guess I'm hoping somehow that me sharing about being discouraged, even after I just finished this great accomplishment, this great challenge that I set before myself, if that somehow can encourage you to be transparent in your own life. Don't show everybody all the good. Let them see your struggle. Don't post about just all the great things going on in your life, because it doesn't encourage people all the time. Honestly, it causes us to compare one to another. But when I see somebody who, because these are people I admire, who can be honest about, you know what? This is going great in my life. This not so much. This I'm making improvements on. Because there's areas of our lives. Our life is encompassed by so many different aspects. So I can be discouraged in this area, but feel like I'm making a lot of progress in this other. But if all I show to those that watch me, listen to me, is the good, is, hey, look at me, look at what I'm doing, it's really feeding me and not you. So I believe that in order to get real, we have to be transparent. And be honest. If you're struggling, you're struggling. It doesn't change anything about your worth, your value, your importance, how much God loves you. It doesn't change anything about you. It's just something that is it's around you. Maybe it is something physical. Maybe it is a physical issue with a part of your body that you're struggling with. But discouragement and encouragement, here. So if I say to myself, those thoughts of discouragement, I'm discouraged, I was discouraged going to leave my house, coming to get my grocery order. Come on, Janelle. Get up. You ordered these groceries. Go get the food. Yes, it's cool outside, but you've got a nice warm coat. You've got a way to warm yourself. Yes, you're tired. Yes, you're aching. I start to talk myself into encouragement. Okay, you need this. You paid for these things. You need to go get them. I mean, for goodness sakes, I don't have to go in the store and shop, you know? And I start to shift my whole mindset. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for this warm coat. I'm thankful for my vehicle, that I can get to the place I need to go. And I have a warmer in my seat, and I have warmth. You know, how many people don't even have that today? I start to encourage myself. Regardless of what is going on around me, and sometimes even physically in me. So I'm just hoping that somehow me sharing that I struggle and I get discouraged will encourage you to be transparent. And know that you can make a shift. It has to start here. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. But let's just be honest. Let's not try and put forth only one aspect and hide the rest. As if it's not okay to make a mistake, not okay to fail. Failure, it's a part of life. Things not going as you expected it to go is a part of life. And that's not me speaking against faith. There are just some things that happen in life that you don't control, that I don't control. And if you haven't experienced that yet, there will come a time in your life when you'll experience that. And you might get discouraged. And it might tire you. It might look like failure. It might look like finality. It may involve death of a person or a passion. It may. So I'm not going to apologize that this isn't a motivational, come on, let's go, come run with me, like I've done, and encouraging you in getting out there and, moving. And sometimes it's okay to just sit with our feelings and kind of be introspective about, well, why am I feeling this way? And it's okay to feel this way, but then what do I do with that feeling? Because it's just a feeling. But what do I do with it? Transparency involves self-awareness. And other awareness. And of course, the scripture that comes to my mind, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. But when I'm discouraged, and I'm feeling discouraged, and I'm kind of set in that feeling, I may not receive that. I may not receive that. But I know God is greater. Because it's not my mind that receives that. It's the Spirit of God within me that bears witness to His word being spoken. So it's the Spirit of God which rises up in me. It says, you know what? Just like David, why are you disquieted within me? My soul, why? Hope in God. Hope in God. Hope is not discouragement. Hope brings me out of discouragement. So don't lose hope today. I'm talking to myself too. Don't lose hope. This video is getting long. I don't even know if anybody's watching these things anymore. Like I said, this is just cathartic for me to talk. Share. Maybe this will help somebody. To be more transparent. Because that actually encourages people. Have a blessed day.